Hey guys, what's up? Today we are going to do a video about how we met.
Which we did.
A fascinating story.
Of intrigue and mystery.
Yeah, no, not really. No, so we met when Kevin was shooting a short film, and I had just moved to LA about a month prior, and I was looking to get into the film industry, and I was just looking online for production jobs, and I saw his ad that said they needed a production assistant for this short film that he was doing, and so I went and we met at Starbucks,
right?
Where you and the friend of his were interviewing, all the different people that had applied, and then I got the job, and yeah, you can jump in at any point here.
Over the course of a few months, we just got along really well, and
me and a few other people too. There was like our pre-production crew. We were basically spending 9 or 10 hours a day together, just working on this film. And we were coworkers and friends and all of that before, we got together. But then after a period of time, the production day would wind down and everyone else would leave, and I would still be there.
Right.
And, you'd be like, you hungry, you want to go get something to eat. So we were, I guess maybe those were considered dates. I don't know.
So.
I mean, it didn't really feel like dating. It was more just sort of an extension of the workday, and
Right.
we were both just there, and the day was over and we were hungry, and it's like, okay, let's go out to eat. But I guess at some point
it just transitioned into what it is now.
we actually didn't really even get together in any official sense until the film was over. It was right around when the film was shooting, after all the months of prep, that we were sort of together. And then once the film was over, and suddenly the other guys weren't coming around anymore,
right.
like the project was said and done, and so then it was just the two of us. It's like, oh wow, I can come over and we just hang out. We're not working anymore.
Right.
And actually, after the project was over, you had used it to get a new manager. So after that, he was going out on a lot of meetings, and I was just doing random production jobs. And if anybody's not familiar with the entertainment industry, you're working and then you're not working, and then you're working
right.
and then you're not working, and then you could go a stretch of a month and not work, and then suddenly you're working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. It just depends. But so anyway, the point being that neither of us had a normal schedule, so we actually had a lot of time. There'd be days on end where neither of us had anything specific to do. I mean, you might go to a meeting for an hour in the afternoon,
right?
If I wasn't working, so we just had a lot of time.
Yeah, it wasn't like dating, how people will meet after work for dinner once a week,
Right? Go to happy hour, go to go out on the weekends or whatever.
Right.
Like, I would just get up and go over to his place, and we'd just spend the whole day. We'd either just hang out at your place, or go
grab lunch or whatever.
Eat out. We ate out a lot.
Yeah.
You bought plants for your garden.
I did. But
Because didn't you buy those because you wanted me to stay around and stay out in your garden more?
yeah. The place I used to live in had a patio, a fairly large patio in the back. That
It was all fenced in, so it was
All
like
fenced
private.
in.
Yeah.
But it was just concrete. So I bought some Christmas lights, the white colored Christmas
the white.
lights, and strung them up on the top because it did have this lattice work. But then we bought a bunch of plants and stuff, and I don't know, it was kind of nice back then.
Yeah, well, you turned
Like
it
a
into
table
like
and
an
chairs.
actual little garden.
Yeah.
Because you wanted me to come over and have a place to sit outside. So.
Yeah, because it was a small apartment. The living room was filled with like computer desks and.
Well, yeah, it was like your
like
living room
that.
/ office,
Right.
and then one bedroom.
Right.
So we did that for about 2.5 years, and then we moved in together, and then we got married.
I've always thought you were smarter than me in many ways, which
Of course,
I think.
no. I don't. I think we're smart in different ways. I think we're smarter about different things.
We have a similar sense of humor. I think that goes a long way. The fact that we both laugh at the same thing.
Yeah, we have the exact same sense of
Yeah.
humor, which is, it's really convenient when you're watching TV because you can watch the exact same show,
Right.
and you know exactly what's going to be funny. And it's always random stuff. It's like anything that's just like random, kind of out of left field.
The 30 Rocks.
30 Rocks and King of the Hill, and that's my purse. I don't know you.
King of the Hill.
There's little things that make us very well suited for one another. For instance, Kevin does not like his food to be too hot. I like my food to be very hot. So when we are making dinner, which often means heating something up, he will always heat his food up first so then it can sit on the counter and cool off to an acceptable temperature. Then I can come along and heat up my food next, and then we can eat, and my food is piping hot and his has come down to a nice bland room temperature.
And I'm not too picky when it comes to food.
Yes.
So sometimes when we're trying something new, we'll both order something different just to try, and we'll both taste each other's food, and then whichever one she likes better she can have, because I'm not that picky, generally speaking.
Right, because you eat to live and I live to eat. Right. So yeah. So that's just a little bit about us and how we met. If you have any other questions for us, leave them in the comments below. And our next video, we were going to talk about I'm going to screw this up, AMWF. We'll talk all about that next time.
Wednesday
on our Wednesday video, so check that out.